Today, I can guarantee you are going to learn while laughing. Hi, welcome to Woman2Woman today, where we talk with inspiring women who are helping other women reach their goals and are changing traditional industries and roles in a very positive way. I'm your host, Jen Maceda, and on today's show, we will be talking with Kim Miles, the creator of Miles and Heels Productions. She's a successful businesswoman with more than 25 years of sales experience. She's got a vibrant financial advisory practice, a background in performing, and a serious shoe habit. Thanks for being with us, Kim.
Thanks for having me. I broke out my very serious shoe habit just for you.
I love them. They are beautiful.
Thank you very much.
I'm so excited that you're here because
I'm so excited to be here.
We've seen each other in the community and
we mutually stalk each other
different networks.
On social. Yes.
I definitely stalk you because you're always doing something really amazing in support of women, and that's what Miles and Heels is about. It's about bringing women together, and you do some amazing events. Tell us how it started.
Well, basically, Miles and Heels Productions, the way that it came to pass was that I'm actually a financial advisor by trade. And being a financial advisor for the past 16 years, I have been a woman in a very male-dominated industry. So whenever, you had to go to a conference or a networking event, it really was a lot of me learning via baptism by fire how to sort of stand up for myself and proudly promote myself amongst this sea of men. And I've always been really frustrated when I hear other women who really feel that there's something that is holding themselves back from trying something. And I just felt that if I could help sort of impart that knowledge or pay it forward with the knowledge that I've learned throughout my 25 plus years in business, often in male-dominated industries, if I could sort of pass that knowledge along to other women looking to start businesses or go back into business or up-level within their business, then that's really where my passion lies, is working with other female entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and you can tell that you're passionate about it.
Very passionate.
And you do it with humor.
I try.
Yes, well you do. You do a great job.
If you can't laugh at yourself, then you gotta just...
And that's probably the best way to get over some of those hurdles that life throws at you.
Absolutely.
You've got a couple of different concepts that you thread through all the work that you do. One is finding your mojo, and another is getting past hello. Tell us about those two concepts.
Yeah, so I wrote a little bit about it in the blog that we have that's featured as a part of this series.
And I hope everybody goes to our website. We'll link to that website here. You'll be able to see it on the screen. And it was such a fantastic piece because you're right. People sit back and they say, I can't do it, or I don't know how to do it, or that's not me, I'll never get it done.
It's sort of a personal pet peeve of mine. I think it's the way that I was brought up. I think my parents always encouraged me. They said, what have you got to lose? Go ahead and try something. I never thought I would be a financial advisor, and my father encouraged me to go ahead and try it. And I've had a very successful, enjoyable career for the past 16 years because I wasn't afraid to try something. So I really feel that when women, there's so many barriers that are external barriers out there, from hindering people starting something or getting, forward motion in something. I don't want women to be the reason why they haven't moved forward. So I did start something called Getting Past Hello. I was really eager to help teach women. Women specifically tend to have an aversion to networking and proudly promoting themselves. And so with another colleague of mine, together we created this wonderful curriculum called Getting Past Hello. And now it's something that I get hired to teach at different conferences and different organizations. And basically what it is it's teaching people the best practices in terms of networking and proudly promoting yourself, so that you're not afraid to be able to walk into a room and talk about yourself. There's an art to it. There's a technique to it.
I agree.
For sure.
There's definitely a stigma with women that, and I read this, that men will come into a room and a man will say to a man, what is it that you do? Where are you from? Oh, I'm the president of this company, and I'm the CEO of this company, and I'm the founder of this company.
And it never comes across as boastful.
No.
It's so opposite for women.
You're not,
right?
you're not being proud, or, why is there that difference?
Because I think that all the social norms that we've battled for so long, I mean, what an interesting time we're living in, right? For sure.
Definitely.
With all of the movements that are going on. And
this is our time,
This is our time,
yes.
and how far we've come. I think that we have to remember that we need to consider ourselves on equal footing to the men, because if we don't consider ourselves on equal footing, they won't view us fabulous on equal footing. And so the Getting Past It curriculum is a fun, engaging, interactive way to really teach people by doing and by laughing while learning to be able to understand how to talk about themselves, how to be able to be consistent in their brand, how to be able to ask thoughtful questions, to be able to extract themselves from a conversation. All of these things that really pose problems for women in particular, that's what I love to be able to go out there and teach, because I have email after email after email. Here, I will proudly promote myself right now. I have slews of email with women telling me,
I believe it,
you know, how much that this has helped them, and that from what they've learned through this, that they've gone ahead and they've called that person, they've emailed that person, they've had coffee with that person.
Good. Well, give us some strategies. What is it that we have to do? And I love that extricating yourself from a conversation.
Have you ever been
because
stuck?
You're wasting your time.
Oh my God.
You're wasting the other person's time.
It's evil.
But I also feel as though in order to be authentic, let's do some just Jen therapy here.
So talk to me.
Tell me about it.
Tell me all about it.
You know, I feel, and I've heard it from other women as well, I feel as though I shouldn't be promoting myself. It's not as authentic in doing that, and I shouldn't necessarily be looking for what's in it for me. Not that I shouldn't be promoting myself. That's not accurate. I shouldn't be thinking only when I meet you, what's in it for me? How can I massage this relationship? And
That's really interesting.
Because I don't want people to think that. I don't have any agenda. My mission is to highlight women as a platform for an accessibility that women maybe couldn't afford, don't have the time to acquire. Right. So how do you do that in a way that people don't, get offended or feel gross, like you're a weird salesperson?
Well, I think that's a great question. I think the secret sauce is, and what I think that I have pretty much mastered the art of, is about listening, right? The art of listening is really going to clue you in terms of, is this a great networking match made in heaven, right? Are we really going to be networking soulmates? Is there something that I could help you with, and vice versa, right? So it's not all about me. Right? It's talking about, if I'm listening to things that you're talking about, maybe I could also help you. It's also trying to figure out to ask thoughtful questions. If I'm not listening, I can't possibly ask thoughtful questions. That give and take of exchange of information, right? I think that is really at the heart of it, because if I'm listening thoughtfully, I can ask thoughtful questions, and then I can also extract myself from the conversation if need be.
That is so perfect. And I think that's probably what's missing with a lot of people. When I think of authenticity, I think you have stopped your mind from rolling ahead to what's next, and you are in it with me.
Be present.
Being present.
Yeah.
And that's what that listening phase is. Okay, when we come back, we are gonna talk about some more strategies, because there is a ton more that we can do in order to find our mojo. So stay with us. Welcome back. We're talking with Kim Miles, founder of Miles and Heels Production. Okay, in the last segment, we were talking about what kind of strategies you need when you enter a room and getting past that hello. Share a couple more strategies with us.
Well, I really feel that, look, networking does not come innate to most people, right? I think you and I might be a bit of a unicorn, right? We know who we are, we own it. Yeah, we're unicorns.
Totally.
Total stripy unicorns.
Rainbow.
That filter we were using on Insta. Check it out. But, I think most people are not that way, right? So to be able to walk into that room, sometimes I encourage people to take a networking buddy, right? If you don't use them as a crutch, but to be able to go with somebody so that you can just be more at ease off the bat. And here's the thing. I really believe that if you just know that everybody's there for the same reason, everybody paid their $25 and they got, some bad wine and a bad cheese platter, right? Everybody's there for the same reason.
Not at the Metro West Conference for Women.
No.
You will not see any kind of tchotchkes there.
No.
It is all about
high end.
Okay.
High end.
Sorry.
That's a shameless plug. Shameless plug. But I really feel that everybody just has to understand we're all here together. And the other thing that I really believe is, let's pretend that you are a dog walker. Like, this is my favorite example.
Yeah.
And you're going to a dog walking convention. So you're going into a room full of maybe 100 dog walkers. But here's the thing. Nobody walks dogs like you do, right? You have your own secret way that you work with the dogs and your clients, and you've got your own brand. So you need to sort of embrace that and own that. And I really feel that people get very intimidated. They start to meet someone who perhaps does something similar to them, and then they shut down because they all of a sudden think, well, I'm not worthy. This person is automatically better at this than I. And all those things, the imposter syndrome starts to swirl in your head. So I just really feel that people have to know that when they walk into a room, nobody does it the way you do it, whatever the it is.
Yeah.
Just own it.
Yeah, that
Really.
makes sense.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the level of confidence that you need and your level of presence. When you enter a room, you're making a first impression. And sometimes, again, we're the unicorns maybe. Although I know that I was really shy at an early age. No one will believe that, but I had to overcome some of my own insecurity. I think we all have.
Well, did you surround yourself with people who maybe brought that out in you? I mean, is that?
I have now.
Yeah, no,
forget it. I don't waste time.
Right, exactly.
With anyone
exactly.
that's not,
But sometimes people haven't surrounded
supportive.
themselves with people that can help support them.
Right,
You're all about.
And you know what? It's more not this support piece. Maybe it's the acceptance. Like, Jen, you're crazy. You're
crazy in a good way.
And sometimes, but I accept who you are, and I'm totally fine with it. And those are the people that I surround myself with.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then in turn, you take that energy, like I do through my company, and we create spaces for women perhaps who are feeling more intimidated to come together and to bolster each other up and to learn from one another.
Okay, how do you find that place? Where is that place where those women are, other than the Metro West Conference for Women?
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
No, because it's such a good conference. I went last year. It's fabulous.
Yeah.
I really think that just through I've always been a very organic networker. There are different groups out there that are very strict and they have a lot of rules, and there's all these different types of, there's something for everybody, right?
So
31
you find your
flavors.
own thing.
31
right.
flavors.
Okay, that
but
makes
for
sense.
me, I've always been a very organic networker.
Yeah.
And so what I've really found is that I love to work with women who really are enjoying being in the same space that with other women that have similar, concerns, if you will, right? They're not going to necessarily go to, let's say, the Metro West Conference for Women per se, because they don't really feel that they're even there yet. They need to start even more like granularly, if that's even a word.
Yeah.
And I just think it's through everyday conversation. You're meeting someone saying, hey, I know this place, I know this group, I know this conference, whatever it is. You should really start surrounding yourself with more women like that. And I run a group called the Second Chapter Sisterhood for women who want to come together and find out what their next chapter is, right? Whether it's coming from raising your kids, trying to up-level from work, within your own job, or trying to start a new business.
Right.
I love to bring those women together and then introduce them to tools such as conferences to be able to kind of explore further.
Sure.
You
And
gotta
other
start at the ground
people.
level.
And I think, and I'm hoping that I'm modeling this behavior, and I know that you model this behavior every day. Connecting other women with women is part of our responsibility in supporting each other, moving forward, and creating this platform of women that like each other and are not in competition with each other. And if they are, competition is not a bad thing. It's okay to be healthy competition. Is a thing, not trying to
malicious competition.
Yes, thank you.
You said something. What I think is really great. You just said, I'm going to steal it from you, girl.
Please do.
You said it's our responsibility.
Yeah.
I feel that like to my core, right? It's the reason that my production company exists. It's the reason it was born out of what I knew, is because I feel a responsibility to then take this knowledge and pass it on to people who need that help the most.
Yeah.
I think that there hasn't been an example in my life where if I've helped somebody or paid it forward for the pure pleasure of watching someone else succeed, that comes back to you in mojo and karma tenfold.
That's right.
It's not about,
and it doesn't have to be that same direct line of support. If you help somebody over here, you might not get that back over here. You might get it back over here.
Do you want to know what the biggest piece of support that I feel, and I know that people come to me for this, and I think it's a part of my secret sauce, is introductions. Introductions. How often in life has your career or in life in general taken a different trajectory because of an introduction?
Always.
Someone took the time, 5 seconds, to fire off an email and say, go forth and connect, And I know that I do that for other women because so many women have done it for me.
Yes.
And I know that's what you're all about. And it's why I started to stalk you in the first place. I'm not ashamed. I mean, I saw what you were doing and I said, she aligns with my fundamentals, and I want to surround myself with people who are like-minded.
Well, that's part of your secret sauce, and I think it's part of mine too. I don't. It's not a waste of time to learn about somebody that doesn't have the same values and the same morals. It's okay. You're learning maybe what not to do or who to avoid.
Exactly.
But it's really surrounding yourself and accepting. That's also something that maybe is a little challenging. It was challenging for me. Accepting that you don't know it all. You don't have it all. You don't know it all. You're not the be all and the end all. Although you try and you want perfection, you cannot be that. You need to surround yourself with people who are better than you are at some of the things that you really want to accomplish. So then they drive you and they stretch you and they motivate you.
I think we put a false sense of expectation on ourselves as women, right?
No,
we have to be the best wives and friends and sisters and mothers and daughters and the whole 9 yards.
I gave up on the whole wife thing.
Right? Yeah, right. It's easier.
Just kidding.
No, but what I really feel is that I think one of the 2 biggest lessons you can sort of accept with yourself is, number 1, what you just said, learn what you're great at and then maybe learn where your deficiencies are and then go out and seek that help in that arena. But also learn what you love to do and are passionate about, because learning what you don't love to do is equally as powerful, right? Appreciating, I'm not really into that. And then don't try to be a generalist. Be an expert at something.
Right.
Be an expert in your field so that you're then the go-to person in your field.
That makes sense.
Right? So people come to me when they want to create environments, conferences, panel discussions, and they want to really be able to deliver critical content in an engaging, out-of-the-box way. Basically, if Oprah and Ellen had a love child, it would be me. Right? That's exactly how I describe myself. So when I get hired to create those environments for my clients, that's what I know I excel at. So don't be afraid that you're not great at everything. Like you said, I think that's very powerful.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
For sure.
So this Mojo, tell us about this particular training, finding your own confidence.
Yeah, the Mojo Masterclass that I talk about, and what I do is, most of my work is really on a much larger scale, right? Okay. Developing conferences or discussions or business meetings for my clients. But what I have found out of this is that women come to me directly and say, I just need a little bit of what's in your magic potion, and I want to start this charity, or I want to start, I want to change jobs, or I want to, try this new adventure, and they just can't get out of their own way. And so I do some individual coaching, which basically helps women find their inner mojo. I call it my Mojo Masterclass. And that's just more intensive one-on-one training. I'm not some certified business coach or life coach. I'm not any of those things, and I don't profess to be. All I do is teach what I know. And if I have accomplished what I've accomplished through what I know, I'm just sharing it with people. Right. And that's what I get hired to do.
Yeah, and in some level, shouldn't we all be doing that? You learn what you know, you share it here, I'll share it here, and that's how we all boats rise, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I think you touched on something too. Throughout all of that, finding your mojo is really about sharing it with someone who's going to be honest, but also really
a cheerleader,
giving you hope, like a cheerleader, but not a false cheerleader.
No, don't blow smoke.
Don't blow. No, there's all those different orifices.
Kim Miles is not about smoke blowing.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a
that idea is not going to work.
No,
you need to move,
pivot.
But let's kind of shift it to Okay,
for sure.
That makes sense.
So there's a testimonial from somebody on the site that basically talks about Kim is your best friend, your sister, your coach, your worst nightmare type of a thing, like all rolled into one, because you're keeping it real. I don't think anybody's helping anybody by not being honest with them.
Right.
And to be able to say, you really don't have the particular skills to be able to move in this direction. Let's get you the help that you need over here, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I want to surround myself with honest people, organic people.
Right.
I think one of the biggest compliments that I continue to receive is, Kim, really with you, what you see is what you get, right? When you meet you are exactly how you portray yourself on your site and your social. I don't think there's a disconnect of brand there, right?
I totally agree with that.
That's it's a good way to be, is authentic.
I totally agree with that, and you are that, so.
Thank you.
We're gonna come right back. We're gonna talk about some of the hurdles that get in your way and how to push them out of your way, because it definitely should not be you who is that hurdle. So stay with us. Hi, welcome back. We are talking with Kim Miles. So thanks again for joining us. I just want to wrap up with a couple of things that are coming up for you. Give me an idea of your new launch for your women's group.
So the second chapter, Sisterhood, has been running for a couple of years, and then I hit the pause button a little bit while I myself was trying to rejigger things. And we're coming back out with the second chapter, Sisterhood 2.0. Basically, if there are women out there who are looking to figure out the next direction, the next step in life, up-level in their business, and want to be with other like-minded women at that kind of granular level, you want to check out the Sisterhood. So you can check that out on my website.
Okay, can I just tell you that over the last 3 weeks, I know of 4 women. No, we're doing an entire show on this because 4 women who are between the ages of 45 and 55 have been terminated from their jobs because they are the highest paid female. Yep. And the business lead, who is a male, has made really poor business decisions and thereby needs to get some quick cash flow, terminates these 4 experienced, like it just, people come to me all the time, 1, because it happened to me, and 2, because, you know, somebody needs to shine a light on what's happening here. So, you know, your second chapter is, it's happening more and more. You're gonna have so many women, you're gonna have to run so many damn
It's
groups.
rampant. It's like in the water. It's crazy.
It's an epidemic.
It is an epidemic, and it comes out in casual conversation, and then they just want to be with other people to kind of figure it out. You know, we're not talking about like some major class or anything. We're talking about being in the same room and saying, just support, "Oh my God, I feel so much better talking to somebody else that it happened to," and it's very.
And how are you dealing with that?
That's right. And introductions. I love
that.
Like
I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Tell us also how you work with some of your larger clients.
Sure. So I consider myself an event strategist and creative collaborator for my clients. So, you know, universities, corporations, not-for-profits, they'll come to me and they'll basically say, Kim, look, we have an idea for a conference or a business meeting, and we just don't really even know how to do this. I'm not the linens and lighting person. I'm the ideas person. So I take it from ideation to creation. Yeah. And I really, you know, want to help those clients put forth that information, again, the critical content in an engaging way. My motto is, if you're having a good time, you're going to walk away with something. Right. And for those people who really know me, my sense of humor comes out in everything I do. You're going to walk away laughing, but you've learned something. Yeah. So that's why they hire me.
I love it.
Thank you.
And they should. Thank you again for sharing your time with us.
I got to wear my new shoes.
I know. I'm so excited. Yeah, you're the first guest of the year for us, and the first one with incredible shoes. So thanks for
having me. Truly,
yeah,
I appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks.
So if you want to hear more from Kim, please visit our She's Local blog post on our website, www.woman2woman, that's a number 2, woman.today. And please remember to follow, like, and subscribe to Woman2Woman Today on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube so you don't miss a show. Thanks to the entire team at Access Framingham, especially Shavarsh Morrissey. Thanks also to Jess Friswell, our assistant producer. I'm Jem Maceda, your host of Woman2Woman Today. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time, where we hope to inspire you.